Hey friend, I'm Eliseo, a singer-songwriter and producer from Argentina, currently residing in Belgium. And a few years ago, I've graduated from the Royal Conservatory of Antwerp, and I'm excited to introduce you to the Holistic Music Academy. This project, and the videos I'll be sharing through YouTube, are aimed at helping you make amazing songs, inspire you to build your music project, and to do so in a way that makes you feel fulfilled. As a creative musician, I understand how confusing it can be to learn how to make good songs, find your own voice as an artist, and have the courage to put yourself out there. And that's why I'm committed to helping you and encouraging you to build your music project and to go along with you in your music adventure. Because I value your time, I'm going to tell you what my goals are as a person, my personal goals. So then you can already see if they resonate with you, and in this way, if they do, you will know that this project, Holistic Music Academy, it's going to be a good fit for you on your journey. So my goals are building a successful music project and to enjoy an abundant and fulfilling lifestyle. I want to work a reasonable amount of hours on my music project every day and then spend the day with my family, with my friends, have time for myself to meditate, to enjoy, to relax, and also to have all the freedom and abundance I can possibly have. And I not only desire this for me, I desire the same for you. And I'm very excited to go with you on this journey and try to help you achieve them. Given that there are so many different aspects of building a music project, I decided to use the word holistic in the name of this project. Holistic means taking a comprehensive and interconnected approach to a particular subject or issue. In other words, it's about considering the whole picture and all its parts rather than just one aspect. And in this video, I want to introduce you to the three main focuses of this channel: music, business, and fulfillment. I believe that these three areas are interconnected and that by focusing on all of them, we can build a sustainable music project that will last for years to come. If you happen to be curious of how all this comes together, I invite you to watch the rest of the video. Let's dive in and start working on your music project together. And by the way, before we dive in, I want to tell you that since I'm just starting with this channel, I'm offering you a free private music lesson. So click on the link in the description to book it. This offer won't be available for long, so I would recommend you to hurry up if you want to. And if you do, then we can meet online and work on your music, on your challenges, and see how after one lesson we can bring you to a step further in your journey. So I'm very excited to meet you. So now that we are ready, let's dive into today's video. So as I said, I want to talk about music, business, and fulfillment, and we are going to start with the music aspect. When I say music, I'm actually referring to the tracks that we hear on albums, on the radio, and on streaming services. These tracks are the result of hard work that includes writing, pre-producing, recording, editing, mixing, and mastering the songs. In my opinion, music is the core of a music project. Many artists use other mediums such as videos and fashion, which are important in creating a unique identity. However, the music itself, it's still the most important and foundational element of such a project, a music project. It's what, music is what touches us, moves us, and inspires us. When we fall in love with an artist, it's usually because of their music and the emotions it evokes in us. In today's digital age, many people focus on finding the perfect way to release music and market themselves. They spend a lot of time and money on strategies, having the right branding and the right promotion, but often I find personally that the music itself, it's overlooked. It's my opinion that no matter how much you spend on ads or how many contacts you have, if the music doesn't stand on its own, I don't think you will succeed in the long run. I don't think I would succeed in the long run if I didn't care about the music I'm putting out. If you're an aspiring musician, remember that the most important thing is music itself. Focus on honing your craft, creating something honest and unique, and sharing your message with the world. If you do that, you're putting yourself in a good position and maximizing your chances of building a loyal audience. An audience will not listen to you to do you a favor or just because you want them to listen to you. They'll listen to you if your music has truth, it has meaning, it's of good quality, and most importantly, if it touches their heart and speaks to them, speaks to their soul. And there are different stages involved in creating a finished track. And the process of making a finished song can vary depending the artist, the genre, and the specific creative vision of the song. However, here next, I'm going to share with you a general outline of the steps involved in making a song from the beginning till the end. So number one is songwriting, which is basically writing the song. By writing a song, I mean writing the melody, the harmony, and the lyrics. And that's our song. And the inspiration can come from a personal experience, or it can come through music, through chords or melody. And also very important for a song is to have a good structure. Then we have the pre-production. So before recording begins, the song will typically go through a pre-production phase where the arrangement, the instrumentation, the tempo, and the general vibe of the song are decided. This is really thinking, okay, I have this song, I have this melody, I have these chords, I have these lyrics. How do I want this to sound? You can have one song and you can dress it in different ways. I'm sure you know this, like when you hear a song that was covered but was made, maybe it was a rock song and it became a bossa nova song, or it was a pop song that became a metal song. It's the same song, but through the pre-production phase, you take that song and decide how you want to dress it, how you want to paint it, which colors you want to use, how you want it to sound. Next, number two, you have the recording. This is quite simple. You already have the pre-produced song, normally in the form of a rough demo. So you take that to the studio or in a home studio, and you bring people, or you do it yourself, to record what you wrote. This typically goes into first recording drums and bass, the rhythm section, and then normally guitar. Of course, depends of the style you're working and the instruments you're using. And then after the guitar, you would add another layers of instruments and effects that finish. So you can finish recording all the things you wrote previously. Next, number four, we have the editing step. So after recording is complete, the various tracks are edited and assembled into a cohesive whole. Normally when we record music, we try to record several takes so we can use the best one for the final recording, for the final song. Or even something that is called comping, which is recording several tracks and to choose the best parts of the several tracks we recorded. Let's say I record vocals and I do 5 takes, and the first take, the beginning was good, the second take, the ending was good, and in the third and fourth take, the middle part was good. So I can chop the different parts of each take that I like the most, and I comp them into one final take, which is a combination of the best sections of all the takes. So that's the editing part. It's trimming, taking off bad noises, and making sure that all the material that you recorded, it's clean, it's how you want it to be, and then we can go to the mixing stage. The mixing process involves balancing the various elements of the song. So you already recorded everything, but now it's time to create a unified and polished sound. This can involve adjusting levels, the panning, EQing, and other effects like compression and reverb, and so many effects that you can use to achieve the desired sound. And then finally, we have the mastering stage. This is the final step of making a finished track. And the mastering is preparing the song for distribution. This can include adding the final touches to the mix sometimes, adjusting the overall volume, and preparing the final file for digital or physical release. So as you see, making a finished song track requires a combination of creativity, also technical skill, and attention to detail to create a compelling and polished work of art. One of the most important things I want to teach you through the Holistic Music Academy and this channel is how to make great tracks. But as you see, making a song involves different stages, and each is a world on its own. So in order to share my experience with you, I want to start from the very beginning. My goal is to start from zero so you can learn how to make great tracks even if you are a complete beginner. For that, when we'll talk about music in the coming videos and in the coming content, I'll make sure to place more focus on the songwriting aspect of making a song. We'll dive deep into why songwriting is important, how to come up with themes for songs, how to come up with ideas for songs, and then how to use structure, melody, harmony, and lyrics to bring the initial theme to life into a finished song that's ready for the pre-production stage. I also have a big passion for the pre-production stage of music, and I would love to talk about that in length too. But in order to guide you into the music process from the beginning, it's better to focus first on songwriting. So if learning how to write good songs from zero is what you want, this is a place for you. I welcome you and I'm excited to work with you. Now, the second big idea, main focus of this channel is business. The question is now, why am I talking about business? We are artists, right? We are supposed to care about art, not about money, right? However, making music comes at a cost. You need a computer, you need software, instruments, gear, and sometimes you also need to hire people to play instruments or to hire a producer, mixing engineer, mastering engineer, or even a music coach to help you with your skills, like a vocal coach, or I don't know if you play drums or guitar, maybe you need to hire a teacher to improve your skills. As I mentioned before, you would need sometimes to hire musicians that can play instruments that you can play. For example, if you're a drummer, maybe you need to hire a guitar player. If you're a guitar player, maybe you need to hire a drummer, or you need to hire a bass player. Of course, if you have a band, then you normally wouldn't need to do something like that unless you want to hire a saxophone player for one of your songs, or you want string quartet for one of your songs. So you get the idea. We need money to have access to tools and to have access to people so we can make our tracks may sound amazing. Of course, you can buy cheap gear, you can find deals, you can do most of the work yourself, and you can learn for free online. That's completely possible, so don't get me wrong. But making amazing music, like really good quality music on a limited budget, requires a lot of work, a lot of asking favors, and becoming skilled in different areas of the music making process. It took, for me personally, a lot of time and suffering to realize that I was not good and I didn't enjoy some aspects of making music, such as mixing and mastering. No matter what I did, I couldn't make my songs sound good on the level of mixing and mastering. And I was very frustrated because I knew the songs had potential, but they were not sounding as they could. And eventually I did the experiment of delegating that to other people. I hired a mixing engineer and eventually a mastering engineer. And both the enjoyment and the quality of my music went up, but also the price. But it was completely worth it. For me, I can invest a bit of money in realizing the vision I have for my music, or I can try to save, 300 euro, 400 euro, and have a song that has potential, but it's not gonna go anywhere. So that's a reality. That's where the money comes in and why I'm talking about it. I personally spent about 8,000 euros, I think, in the last 5 years in recording 2 EPs. And that was even cheap, since I did all the songwriting and all the important parts of the pre-production and recording myself. The recording, we did a lot somewhere else with a recording engineer, but I did recorded stuff at home, like vocals and the instruments I could record at home. And I had friends recording for free also, so I didn't have to pay always for musicians. Sometimes I did, sometimes I didn't. And also I rented cheap recording studios, and very often I recorded at people's houses, even at my home. So that's why I say, well, 8,000 may sound like a big number, I understand. But I could have spent so much more money in order to do those two EPs. And also, I need to mention, I'm not only talking about business because I want to cover for the expenses of realizing my dreams, but also I need to pay bills. I have a wife, I have a baby son, he's 8 months old right now, and I want to live a good life, and I want to create a good life for my family and for my son. So I want to have as much resources as I can, and also I want to have as much free time as I can to enjoy my family and friends. So music is important, but life is more important. And whether we like it or not, money allows us to delegate, buy time, and enjoy more of the things we love doing while delegating what we don't, as I mentioned with this mixing situation I had personally. So assuming we have a healthy relationship with money, money equals freedom. And I want freedom for you and for myself too, and for everyone. So that's why I want to speak about business in this channel. I want to share what I'm learning about how to create abundance through music, with the desire that you'll be able to enjoy the process of creating and following your dreams, as well as having an abundant lifestyle that allows you to live as you want. At the end of the day, having a music project is having a business. And in the past, I really didn't like when people put it this way, but with time, I realized that there is nothing wrong with thinking of my project or your project as a business, as long as our artistic vision is pure, honest, and we are free to create what we want. There are a lot of different ways to make money with music, and you can do your own research, but the key is not only to make money with music just like that, but to find the kind of music works you love doing, you're good at, and to try to monetize that and build a business around that. I mentioned, for example, before that I'm not good at mixing, and let's say I want to make money with music or build a business from music, and I start selling my mixing services. First of all, nobody would hire me first, but let's go with the example. Let's say some people decide to hire me for mixing their songs, and I'm technically then getting paid by making music or making money through music, but I'm not going to enjoy the process. I'm going to be stressed. I'm going to feel like a failure, like an imposter. And then I'm not going to be able to deliver what they bought from me. So it's not a good deal, right? So the key is to find what you are good at, what you love doing, and what you love and enjoy, and try to monetize that. For example, in my case, the music work I enjoy is writing songs, producing songs. I love building a project. I love having a vision and creating a world. I love performing also. I love to sing and perform on stage. And I do all that in my music project. It's called Little Seeker. It's not released yet, but I will release it soon. And there's where I put all my strengths, and where I also delegate. For example, with my music project, I delegate all the things I don't like to do, or I'm not good at, or I don't enjoy. And then something else that I love is teaching music, and I'm doing that right now through Holistic Music Academy. And mainly because it's natural for me. I really enjoy helping people go for their goals. My goal with this project is really to find people that are passionate, creative musicians that want to make songs and want to build their project, and to try to help them as much as I can. Especially because when I was doing that, I didn't have really somebody that understood what I was trying to do, and that guided me through the process, that encouraged me. And for moments, it was very painful. I lost hope several times, and I would have liked to have the support of somebody like me for me. And I didn't have that, but now you have me. So I'm gonna try to do that with you through this project. And this kind of music work, it's a work I really enjoy doing. So I want to say now, like the truth is that I'm not creating enough wealth with my music right now to put me in a position to teach you how to do it. But I'm working on it and I have a good feeling about it. So I still mention the business aspect, even I'm not gonna create content soon about it. Because when I created this Holistic Music Academy, business was a key core part of it. So I want to mention that now so you know what's on the line, what can you expect from me in the future, when and if I achieve the success I want. I think so, but we're gonna see. So I care about that, I'm willing to speak about that, I'm willing to help you in that aspect too, but we'll need some time and I will need to get to work first. And finally, the third core aspect of this project of Holistic Music Academy is fulfillment. And the thing is, being a successful musician does not guarantee happiness and fulfillment. And at the end, I believe we are doing what we love or we are following our dreams because ultimately we think once we achieve them, we are going to be happy. But the truth is that many successful musicians struggle with substance abuse, broken relationship, loneliness. You can know that by watching the news or watching movies or documentaries or reading biographies of successful musicians. Not all of them, of course, but the point I'm trying to make is that having success and whatever that means with music doesn't guarantee fulfillment, doesn't guarantee happiness, and it doesn't guarantee a good life per se. Like, real success comes from creating music in a healthy and sustainable way. This is my personal opinion, in a way that brings joy and balance to our lives. And I've learned this lesson in a hard way after years of overworking myself to achieve success. When I came to Belgium, I came here to study music. I wanted to be really good at it because I wanted to make an amazing music project and I wanted to learn everything I could in order to be able to do that. And at the time I was working in Buenos Aires in Argentina as an actor on TV. It was a beautiful opportunity I had. I was doing a support role, like a secondary role on a series that aired for 2 years. And it was a very intense experience, super amazing and also very painful because I was very young and I was trying to find my way. And a lot of things were new. I was exposed to a lot of people through the series, so there was a little bit of fame also there, not so much like crazy, but people recognized me and stuff. And I had to, there was a lot to deal with. I can talk about that in another moment, maybe. But then when I came to Belgium, I kind of came like escaping a bit from Argentina because the contract was done. I was not offered work anymore. And I wanted to study music, but I didn't want to go to school. And this comes from my ego, I know. But I didn't want to go to university and study music in Argentina and to be recognized as the guy from the series. I wanted to do it in a very safe way. I don't know. I didn't want to be recognized. And I already lived in Belgium for a couple of years before working as an actor, as an exchange student. So I knew Belgium, I knew the level in music education was high, I knew the language also, I knew how it worked and I liked it. So I came here and I started to study music. I was rejected, I wanted to study composition, my level was not good enough. High enough. I was sent to study music theory. I had to study music theory for 2 years till they accepted me in composition. It's very painful. All my schoolmates had a much higher level than I had when I started. I started almost from zero. So I had always this feeling of, okay, I need to catch up. And I was always throughout my life, I was always pretty lazy, let's say. And since I arrived in Belgium, I went the complete opposite. I went full workaholic mode. I need to make this happen. I want to get my shit together. And I started studying a lot. I started hanging with friends less. I started enjoying life a bit less. And also, yeah, I really overworked myself. For 8 years, 5 of those years I was studying. I graduated finally with my bachelor in composition. And then I decided I wanted to start an online business and build my music project, which led to a lot of trial and error, finding my way, finding my voice as an artist, recording my last EP that I'm gonna release soon, and figuring out how to make money with music, how to lead a life with music. I met a girl through these years. I married that girl. Now she's my wife, and we have a son. So eventually, after 8 years of going full in, non-stop, kind of obsessed about being successful with what I wanted to do, I started not to feel good, and I eventually crashed, and it was very painful. I had a lot of burnout symptoms. I don't know if I had a real burnout or a full burnout. My therapist tells me not. But I had a lot of symptoms. I experienced really thinking about work even was difficult, and I love what I do, but just I discovered through time that the way I was doing things, not what I was doing, but the way in which I was doing things was very unhealthy. And I had to stop working on my projects. I needed to rest. I needed to reflect a lot, read a lot, find myself, find a way in which I would be happy doing what I do. And after all this reflection, I think I figured it out. Of course, it's a work in process, but I'm feeling great. I'm excited to be here with you. And I realize in a hard way the price one pays for not paying attention to health and mental health and doing things from a good place. So that's why when I envisioned Holistic Music Academy, I wanted to make sure to include this aspect, because the only way to make amazing songs and to build an amazing project that pays the bills is to be happy and healthy while you do it, so you can sustain it through time. What's the point of building something amazing if after 1, 2, 3 years you're gonna need to put a halt to it, or you're gonna need to stop it because you don't feel good, And also, it's not only about how I felt, but when I didn't feel good, I felt a bit of a burden for my family. Of course, they were there to support me, but my son was just gonna be born, and I was experiencing all these bad feelings, and I couldn't really handle life. I didn't feel strong enough to handle life. And here my son is gonna be born, and I want to be a good father and be there for him. And I was not in the right moment for that. And it didn't feel good to want to support my family and to know that they need to support me. And of course, it's also important. Everyone has difficult moments. But what I want to say is, if I don't take care of my health personally, I'm also not taking care of my family. And I wanted to make that point also. It's not only for you to take care of yourself, but also for the people around you. So I hope the story was clear, and you understand why I'm talking about this. And I'm going to be sharing what I've learned and what I keep learning about how to do this, how to make good songs, and how to build a music project in a healthy way. So that was today's video. In short, we talk about music as a foundational element of a music project, the different stages involved in making a finished track from the beginning till the end, and how songwriting is the first step. I'll be focusing on helping you create amazing songs from the start from now on, in the future music content. We also talked about the importance of understanding how to think about money in a healthy way in the context of making music. By figuring out how to monetize our work, we can keep doing it, improve our craft, and create a better life for ourselves and our loved ones. And finally, we talked about the importance of fulfillment while building a music project or business. Making music is challenging, and we need to take care of ourselves first in order to sustain it in the long run. I hope this video was helpful for you and provided some value. And before we finish, I want to leave you with an action step or a little homework. Take a few minutes to sit down in a calm space and ask yourself the next questions. How does a reasonable and realistic yet enjoyable lifestyle looks like? And where does music fit into it? Be honest with yourself, and if you're comfortable, leave your answers in the comments so I can better understand and help you get there. It's important to, before we can accomplish our goals, to know what our goals are, and in order for that we need to think about them and to have a bit of a vision of how our dreamed lifestyle, a realistic one, but still like an ideal or very nice lifestyle will look like. And this exercise is there to help you start thinking about that. And also, before I wrap up the video, I want to remind you to click on the link in the description to book a free lesson with me. This offer, as I told you before, will not be available for long, so hurry up and book it. And I'm looking forward to meet you and helping you more in depth through that lesson. Thanks a lot for staying till the end of the video. I'm really looking forward to creating content and starting with this project, and I'm looking forward to see you on the next one. Bye-bye.